Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen news. Alpha 4.2.1, it's getting ready for launch. We've got some updates to that latest PTU patch I want to talk about. CIG are going to be revealing the RSI Meteor later this week. At least that's what it appears to be. And we've got a quick This Week in Star Citizen update, as well as a couple of dev responses on Vulkan, Star Citizen graphics updates, and Planet Tech V5 rollout plans. I just sort of wanted to go over because I get asked questions about this stuff quite a bit. Let's start with This Week in Star Citizen. First and foremost, to all the vigilant citizens out there, thank you for your reports. We are aware of the recent exploits and cheating making the rounds, and your quick action in flagging these issues has been a huge help. We don't have more to share just yet, but the team is on it. And for those of you who don't know, there's lots of problems with people duping items using an exploit, and there is apparently people using cheat engines and stuff like that for speed hacks and stealing people's inventories and lots of different random things. But CIG say they're on it. Foundation Festival, that kicked off last week, showcasing what makes Star Citizen truly special, a welcoming community, always willing to lend a helping hand. Dive into the guide system to earn exclusive Foundation Festival themed rewards. Want to get more involved? Snap a moment of kindness and toss it into our community contest for a shot at some awesome prizes. And if you're hunting for a crew, check out the latest Org Spotlight comlink, a great starting point to find your tribe, whether you're a fresh-faced rookie or a seasoned vet. That and the free fly are going to be continuing until the 14th of July. Plus, there's a revamped referral program with fresh rewards to celebrate every player's part in the growing community. And if you're curious about any more of those things we just discussed and learning about them in a bit more detail, and we've got individual videos going over that on my channel, go check that out. Meanwhile, Alpha 4.2.1 on the PTU is open to all waves and being tightened up ahead of its launch thanks to your input. Jump in, get involved, and keep that feedback coming. Yeah, we've had a new P2 patch. The latest one was released on the 7th of July. With this one, they've made some balance to the escort missions. They've updated the Banu Wicklow collector recipes and some of the banners there so you can see what ships and what costs they are to get them. They've reverted missile lock UI back to the 4.2 version. They've made various networking optimizations as well with NPC performance and trying to solve some of the network stall issues. There's been bug fixes for various issues, mostly focusing on Stanton security spawning around stations and that sort of stuff, escort missions, as well as NPC AI fixes, general stability and crash fixes as well. There are still various known issues. Obviously, CIG are looking into that cheating and exploiting set of problems, and hopefully some of that, if not all of that, will be solved in 4.2.1 when it goes live. But there are issues with inventory dropping items, ship weapons not working with some ships, the Idris shields not stopping most energy weapons, contested zone freight elevators, they can get critical errors, and there's a chance that courier boxes will disappear when you try and place them on shelves. I would expect, however, CIG to move on to release candidates for this patch for 4.2.1 by the end of this week, potentially. That's my expectation. I do think they're making pretty good progress. We'll have to wait and see exactly what's happening with that, but it is the July patch 4.2.1, and I would expect it by mid-July. Let's see what else is going on this week. This Thursday, the 10th of July, they've got a Behind the Ships, taking a closer look at the latest shooting star to blaze a trail straight into Jared's heart. No, not the Joppy, that's his other heart. Sleek, bold, and unapologetically cool. Unapologetically. I can't words that. Find out what makes this upcoming arrival one to watch, as it makes a fiery entrance into the verse. This is expected, I assume, to be the RSI Meteor, which is probably a heavy strike fighter variant of the Mantis. I'd also expect it to be on sale and available with Alpha 4.2.1 when that goes to live. On Saturday, the 12th of July, roll the dice and shake the rice. The next stop on the Star Citizen World Tour is none other than Sin City itself. Join us at the fan-organised convention, Quantum Vegas, 2955, for a full day of fun with plenty of space talk panels and a community energy brighter than the Strip. I'm hoping that some cool information comes out of this from people that attend that. Obviously, CIG will be there to some degree, and they're going to be talking about game development, stuff like that. People ask questions, people get answers, and and I'll do a summary of that. I need to dig into some of the other bar citizens and see what was said at some of those as well. We've got some dev responses here that I want to talk about. I saw a thread. Any update about Vulkan? Earlier in the year, CIG's Ali Brown, Director of Graphics and Procedural Tech, said, "The focus for Star Citizen recently on the code side has been on stability and quality of life, improvements to existing features, especially after the rollout of server meshing and the huge impact it's had on game. As a result, the Star Citizen team haven't been able to take a full new version of the engine in a while, because this would bring potentially instability and slow down the quality of life improvements for players, and also likely prevent regular, timely releases, all of which are critical for continued engagement. But the Squadron 42 team have been road testing Vulkan, which is enabled by default for them, along with HDR and multi-threaded rendering. So hopefully most of the kinks are ironed out by the time they reach Star Citizen, the persistent universe, though I won't be able to predict when exactly that will be." We've also now had that followed up with, I think this was posted on the 7th of July, "We've been integrating the latest renderer and other tech from Squadron 42 over to Star Citizen's main branch and about to begin testing and bug fixing. But don't get too excited just yet. It can take quite some time to get to the patch stream and then an actual public release. All depends on how successful the testing is. This will include major changes to Vulkan, some upscaling changes, and both CPU and GPU optimizations, though some larger optimizations will come slightly later. GI, Global Illumination, will unfortunately not be included as that needs more optimization and is missing a few features for Star Citizen that Squadron 42 didn't need, e.g. support for our tint system." There was then a follow-up from a player saying, "The tint system, could you expand on that please? Is that just an ambient lighting layer, or is this how color is rendered, or is it this hex code type thing? Are we going to have to paint our ships with that or whatever?" Ali Brown again responds, "The tint system is what allows us to recolor assets and swap out decals from a library of tint palettes. It's used as part of the skin paint system for vehicles and items, but it's also used more extensively in environments to allow much greater reuse of assets and keep color themes consistent across many assets. Each tint palette defines a primary, secondary, and tertiary color, gloss, and specularity values for each, a set of 3 logo decal masks with 3 associated colors, and a glass color. Artists can set up hierarchies of tint palettes such that a whole building can be assigned a hierarchical tint palette that will correctly assign individual tint palettes to each separate element, e.g. exterior versus interior versus habs, etc. The global illumination system obviously needs to understand the color of the walls to be able to correctly bounce light, and for the most part it already does, but in some cases the system falls back to cube maps, transparent objects, and distant secondary rays. These cube maps have geometry and materials baked in, and this is the part that doesn't currently support tints. I thought that was very cool. I'm looking forward to greater Vulkan integration and for CIG to move over to that fully and then optimize that a lot, because better graphics options and better graphics optimizations for Star Citizen is just good for everyone. We also had another dev response that I want to talk about, roughly expanding out the expectations for a rollout of Planet Tech V5. The thread is just Planet Tech V5 ? As a big fan of Star Citizen development, I was of course blown away by CitizenCon 2024 and the Planet Tech V5 presentation, but I'm wondering if anyone has any idea of when it's supposed to come out. Will it be in the next update, or should we expect it for the 1.0 release? I'm not asking when Planet Tech V5 is coming out, I just want a kind of update of expectations for it. A user responded, "I don't think there will be one version 5 Planet Tech upgrade, but its parts will be developed gradually and the pieces put among the patches as needed, i.e. new terrain when is needed for a new system. It's like the other things in the 1.0 roadmap." And another user also followed up saying, "Exactly this, we just got better dynamic rains over some places with lightings and lightning disturbance. On some other update we might get improved forests, some other one we might get an entire swamp area or something bigger, but it's never going to be one big update to change everything." A CIG dev then responded to those comments saying, "Yeah, what what they said. We are focusing on stability before all, and Planet Tech V5 is such a massive change that it would be a very big risk if everything arrived all at once. So we're making sure things are up to our standards and stable before they come out, and if a part is ready to be published before another, we may do just that. So yeah, and that's clearly what they're doing with Planet Tech, right? They're getting more and more cloud updates, more and more lighting updates. They're working on loads of different elements in loads of different biomes and content and that sort of stuff, and they're going to expand out the Planet Tech stuff and add it to the game, drip feed it patch to patch is what it seems, and yeah, I think that is a viable solution for getting that into the game. But I'm really interested to know what you think. Are you playing in Alpha 4.2 or 4.2.1 at the moment? Are you hugely affected by the exploits and cheating that's currently happening? It must be said that those are two separate situations, the exploits and the cheating stuff. Are you excited for the RSI Meteor potentially turning up later this week or next? Are you playing Star Citizen for the first time in the Foundation Festival? What are you thinking of that? Are you enjoying the free fly, or is it terrible? Is everything broken? I really want to know your experiences. Tell me in the comments below. Something else they should go into the comments and / down below for is the links to NordVPN. Get yourself some NordVPN. Big discounts with the links down below, or going to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. You get some better accessibility, security, and privacy on your interwebs. I think it is an essential part of an internet toolkit that you'll just need to make you safer. And I use it all the time. Something else I use all the time as well, Tobii Eye Tracker. They're on sale until the 14th of July. What's better than having some natively supported high-precision head and eye tracking for Star Citizen and a load of other games? I don't know, some other stuff probably is, but I'm talking about Tobii Eye Trackers. Links below, lots of other stuff. Click the links. Thanks for watching. Every month we have a ship giveaway, and July 2025 is no different. We're giving away a Prowler utility with lifetime insurance and a Star Citizen game package. All you need to jump into the game with a stealthy cargo ship. It's all you need to start your career as a hauler or maybe a pirate. Comment on any of our videos made during this month to be in for a chance of winning that. If you would like to further support the channel, consider becoming a channel member with the join button under the videos, or a Patreon. Links down below for that. And there's loads of other links that you can help support the channel with, from Game Glass to THRUSTMASTER, loads of products that you will potentially want for your Star Citizen experience. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great month, and I'll see you in the verse.